Well, hello everyone. It is a pleasure to have you here today for our master webinar, our guide to US tariffs, how we can avoid them, how we can mitigate them, how we can recover them. We have an hour. An hour is not really a lot of time to go through all of it, but we will. We will make a success of it. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen over the next couple of minutes, and let me tell you a little bit about how it all fits into the larger scheme. So let's go for it. Hey, and I'm Arnie Milken of Customs Manager Limited. It's a pleasure to have you again. So I've just moved here to the top right corner so you can see the screen that I've prepared for you. So today is about successful tariffs, reduction, mitigation, avoidance strategy. Avoidance has a strange name, but in today's world, it's really important that we talk about this and we take our time to analyze what can be done, what are our options. So we've prepared this presentation as a deep dive into what is possible. This is a premium webinar, which means it is restricted to those who are premium, who took the time to join us here today. Not everybody, it's not open to everybody like some of the other webinars we run. And why is it more important than ever? Well, look, since the president took office in his second term, the policy of the US has shifted, has changed towards China, towards Canada, towards Mexico, and of course towards the EU. And there is a growing number of businesses who are burdened by rising import costs. So understanding how to structure your imports, how to look at contracts, how to think about compliance practices to legally reduce, and this is the key point, legally reduce or avoid these costs have become essential. Now, I know at the time of the recording, we are at a kind of pending state where we have some duties that have been imposed already. Some are upcoming or not. We really don't know. So it is a good moment right now to think about planning and to think about what if that happens? What am I going to do? So it doesn't matter whether you're an importer, whether you're a compliance lead or legal advisor, this session will help you to stay ahead of the tariff risk and optimizes your bottom line in 2025 and beyond. Now, not everything I'm going to tell you is going to be relevant to your business, but who knows, right? And we've got to make a start. We've got to make an approach. And so that is why we'll look at all the different options that I can think of for you to legally, compliantly avoid, mitigate, or recover duties in the US. Now, all of this is part of a larger structure that we have put in place a couple of years ago to keep you up to date and informed. Now, with the tariffs changing all the time, we have designed the Customs Watch USA, which is an update service. It is a blog entry. It was a PDF document. It's turning out to be a blog entry now, a email that is sent to those lucky enough to get it. And where we keep you up to date on what we see in customs. So we scan legislation, we scan guidance from some CBP, we scan lots of different resources, and then we put it into a condensed version so that you can very quickly, without having to click a lot, catch up and find out what's hot and what you need to know, right? So we do all the groundwork. We do 16 hours worth of research, and then we condense it into one specific update for customs and trade professionals, and that's called the Customs Watch USA. So instead of you going here, going there, scrolling through social media, all you need to do is read this and you'll be there. Okay, and if you want to get started with it, you go to customsmanager.info, you leave the email address in the info box, then you complete a short survey, and voila, it comes into your inbox. There is a free and there's a paid version. Now, if you think, where is the hub? Where is the one place where all the crazy things that happened are described? So they are here in the focus topics section of the website. So if you can see, this is the website of Customs Manager Info. And here we have focus topics, and under focus topics, you will find Trump tariffs. So everything new that we publish, so whether it be on on tariff stacking, or whether it will be on the doubling of tariffs for metals, whether it will be this exact webinar, the perfect tariff management, avoid, mitigate, recover, the end of IEEPA tariffs, all of that under focus tariffs. So if you look at that, you'll always be up to date with the latest. This is the premium webinar that we run here, and I've already explained it is super important that we take a look at this before the reciprocal tariffs come into force. Now, just a practical note here, the recording and the slides of this webinar will be made available in various ways, easy for you to find. For example, if you're not a premium plan subscriber, then if you are watching this live and you have purchased a ticket for this training, this premium training, then you will receive a copy of the slides and you will receive you'll receive the recording. If you didn't, so if you're watching this just like that as an introduction, then you need to head to customsmanager.org/shop. This is where you can purchase the whole session. And if you're a premium trade plan subscriber, you can also get 100% off with your voucher code. So you have a voucher code, you can put that into the website, and then you'll get this free for download. You can also find this in a blog called Perfect Tariff Management. This is where we'll embed the video as well. The whole webinar can be watched simply by accessing this blog. So please look out, Google for it, and look at the search engine for Perfect Tariff Management, Avoid, Mitigate, Recover. This is where you'll find these slides and the recording, the full 60 minutes of it. And those that participate live will receive an email with the link to recording as well. So it is as easy as one single click, and you can watch me talk about all of this again. What you'll also get is this busy slide. So don't forget, there's also going to be available for you the brochure on tariff management, which is the one on the right. This is a two pages, so to speak, back and forth, which summarizes everything very neatly, very succinctly, highlights, perfect for upper management or sharing with colleagues to raise awareness of this issue. You'll also see the fact sheet on tariffs that you can see here as well. New tariff requirements for 2025. So that came out from CBP not long ago. It summarizes all the tariffs, so you're going to get that. The stacking tariff slides, very popular, the ones here in the back. This helps you to understand which tariff are actually to be imposed. And simply by answering up to 4 yes or no questions, you will know which tariffs will apply to you. And of course, you'll get a certificate of participation. Everyone who joins live will get that. And if you're watching this on demand, then simply email us and we'll send it to you. Cool. Now, a little plug on ourselves. The 23rd of June 2025 is when we have our last for the current program, the current annual learning program that we have implemented. This will be the final one for the 2024-2025 time frame. We'll have a webinar on Brexit. So if you're interested in discussing Brexit 9 years after the referendum under the EU-UK reset agreement, what has been said, and what are the opinions right now, how much friction is there, how easy is it to move between EU and UK, free for all, which means exactly that. Anybody can sign up and anybody can join us live. And this is the kind of thing we are talking about. If you want to join us, then please hit that button and subscribe. And the final 2 points, we have a summer school starting in July, where we brush up on customs. So if you want the full experience of learning about the essentials in customs in 6 sessions over July, if you have nothing better to do in July and summer, then you can join us for this summer school. It's a little sad because you're not at the beach, but hey, you get to be with me. I mean, that's almost as good, right? And then don't forget that in September, in Q3, we're going to have our new CPD program. This is the Continuous Development Program. And that means 10 months of customs export controls and sanctions training done for you and up to date. Every month, there'll be at least 2 webinars, once free, once premium. And you can get the whole plan, get the month-to-month webinar like we did last year. We're doing it this year again. But this time we have 2 webinars, one premium and one free for all. So if you want to know what that schedule is going to look like and how you can access all of this training, then please join us for the launch event on the 28th of July 2025 at 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. or Irish time, 3 p.m. Central European time, and then 9 a.m. Eastern. And you can register on customsmanager.org. And the final points, these webinars are designed to qualify for 1 CE credit under the US Customs and Broker Protection for licensed customs brokers, 1 CPD point in the United Kingdom, and recognition under the EU Customs Competency Framework. So there is something for everyone. Now, you've already read the objectives of today, so I will not read this out again. You can see it here on the slide deck as well. It is about understanding the model that we have applied in order to think strategically about the duties. We'll have a deep dive into the 3 points of avoid, mitigate, and recover, and we'll look at practical examples, quite a few, to really hammer down the point. Now, I can only speak generic, of course. I am not aware of your specifics. So as I've said previously, when we go through these, this is generic for everyone, but it may not apply, it might not be available depending on the sector that you are. So the devil is in the details, and don't forget, as a premium member of our trade intelligence service, you get free calls. You can just book calls on the website, and then we can talk more about what works in your concept or context. Yeah, great. So here is what we're gonna talk about in the next 55 minutes. And if we structure it in terms of content, we're going to start with a strategy and quickly elaborate why we actually need to bother. We're then going to move into how to avoid US tariffs. And again, that sounds sketchy, fishy, not sure that that's the right word. But yeah, but we want to avoid US tariffs, and that is not illegal if we do it right? So it's very important that we think about how to do it legally sound. So we're going to look at tariff mitigation techniques, the recovery of tariffs. So where avoidance might not work, we might see what options we have for mitigation. And then if that is ultimately successful or not, in the end, we might need to check whether we are due some refunds, some recovery of tariffs, right? So easy to explain. Imagine that you would have paid some reciprocal tariffs and then later abandoned. So then they are backdated and then you can recover them. So it's important that you understand how that works in the US context. We are then going to move into something really cool, and that's contractual protection from tariffs. What should you be telling your sales team, your lawyers, your those that draw contracts in the context of protecting you against tariff surges? And then we're going to hone into this on the Homed Aerospace case of 2025, which actually said, well, we're going to invoke force majeure in the context of tariffs. So do you see how intense this is going to be and how super interesting this is going to be? At least I am really excited about my own webinar, so hopefully you too. Hey, and just remember, what we do not cover is the current state of play. Yeah, you'll get a CBP spreadsheet, fact sheet is someone, and you'll get a lot of information, but this is not the key focus. The key focus of today is about our strategy to reduce, mitigate, recover, and even avoid tariffs altogether. We also must assume, because of time, that you understand the fundamentals in customs, classification, valuation, origin, duties, special schemes, because if you don't, this might go over your head a little. I recommend that you pause the recording whenever you can and you watch it again just to let it sink in. Yeah, so just make sure you're fully. I'll try to explain it as easy as I can, but let's see how it goes. Okay, with that said, we are de facto ready. Before we go into avoid though, let's have a think about the strategy.